Well, the air raid sirens are that's different for us, right? That's different. I don't care if you're in Israel or Ukraine or where you are, but hearing that siren go off, and I think the one in Ukraine was 107 a.m. And I remember the General Budanov, I believe, said, "Look, we'll fight our fight, but we need help protecting our civilians." I mean, what kind of person targets civilians, Gary? What kind of
Right.
person? Remember, we went to that apartment complex, and I would call it a middle class 9-story apartment complex. And, we met families that lost loved ones who were in the room next door. One was in the kitchen, one was in the living room, one was in the TV room. And one mom lost her husband and children, and I think her mother. Another one lost her husband. That man who came up and talked to us and just was bawling his eyes out about friends that he had lost in the very same apartment complex he lives in. So nobody thinks about hardening the civilian targets. They aren't targets. These people are just living their lives. They're going to work and coming home and playing with their kids and going outside or going out to supper or cooking dinner or whatever. And to have that targeted by Russia, that's awful. It's just
Hmm.
awful. It's an evil like what we've seen in America just in the last
Right.
week. It's an evil that's very hard to explain, because when we drove out to that spot where the apartment complex had been bombed, I didn't see anything that anybody would call military significance.
No.
Nothing. I mean, nothing. There was a school next door. There was that little grocery store shopping, almost like a strip mall shopping center with multiple stores. But they hit the apartment complex, and I think 31 people were killed that night, and 9 were
Right.
children. I think
Right.
that's right. And Zelensky visited that, I believe, the day after we did. But I think that's what they're looking for, is some kind of iron dome around the cities that would be an air defense artillery type of protection for the civilians. How do you do enough of that?
Yeah.
I really I don't know.